Hi guys, welcome to another studio vlog, although as you can tell I'm not actually in the studio at the moment. I'm just about to head into a creative arts day. I'm not going to be able to film much, but I am going to share a few clips with you. This is going to be a kind of, I guess, week in a life, maybe a little bit over a week, and this is what I'm spending my Saturday doing. So I'm going to tell you more about what I'm doing at this creative arts day on the flip side, but I just wanted to do a quick intro. So welcome if you are new, welcome back if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. My name's Sophie. I run the small business Sophie in Somerset. I'm a traditional artist and I turn my art into largely stationery based products, prints, bookmarks, stickers, those kind of things. I'm a mum to a 1-year-old little boy, and I live in Somerset with my husband. So that's a little bit about me if you're new here. Again, I'm going to tell you more about what we're up to on the flip side, but hopefully I'll be able to get a few clips today to share with you a few of the creative activities we're going to be doing. I think a lot of it is going to be group based, so again I won't be able to film much, but I'll put some little captions on the screen just to explain a few bits, and then we'll catch up on the flip side. Yeah. Okay guys, so we're back in the studio. I'm so glad I was able to just film just a few clips of my creative workshop that I took part of. I still have my little air dry flower here. That was a great warm-up activity. It's only like some kids air dry clay, so it's not like the best quality, but I love the colour. That was just a great fun activity. I think it's always great to kind of get out of your comfort zone, and especially doing art with other people. That group exercise where we had to create, it was kind of like a model for what you would have as a big kind of installation in maybe a church or a public arena setting of Holy Week. So we had a Good Friday and we just had lining paper and masking tape and scissors in order to make this installation. So we created kind of the tree of life, but just bare branches, because of course it was Good Friday, Easter Sunday hasn't come yet, and we had the crown of thorns, and it also created almost like the iris of an eye, and looking through, and we had the gaps at the back where we thought we could maybe have a light, kind of the light of Easter Sunday just in the distance. But of course the disciples on Good Friday didn't know that Easter Sunday was coming. We have that luxury. So that was good. And I just think, even if you're not a Christian, I think as artists, we always, even if we're not maybe creating art with a deep meaning behind it, we're just creating art because that's what we enjoy. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think somewhere deep inside of us, all of us want to, I mean, art is very personal, isn't it? We share a part of ourselves, a part of our story in our art. And a lot of us use our art to raise awareness of things that we're passionate about. I know some of my online friends raise awareness of their chronic illness, for example, or for anxiety or self-care. So for me, I do want to share the news of my faith, like I've talked about before, but also raise awareness of things that, you know, has personally affected me. So in our case, infertility, and obviously then adopting our little boy. There's something that in that I really want to try and shine through with my art. And it really brought home to me recently, because I was been doing these two daily art challenges. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I did the 30-day sketchbook challenge in January, and then in February I've been doing Day Designs, 28 Days of Sunshine, and I've deliberately chosen different art styles because I do feel like I'm still got a foot in both camps. I'm either doing kawaii style cute illustrations or more realistic illustrations, and I'll show you what I mean in my sketchbook. And it kind of really brought home to me that
not that I need to necessarily pick a design or a style and stay with it, but I do want to have a style that people look at it and say, that is a Sophie in Somerset um, kind of creation. And that is a journey. But so let me show you. So this is my 30 days 30-day sketchbook challenge, and these are the prompts. So I was using just fine liner and soft pastels for these, and this is the full 30 days. I managed to keep it all on one spread. And then purposely for 28 days of sunshine, I started off by using a red kind of pen as an outliner. Then I switched to a red luminance pencil as the outline with some just Tombow markers. So I used a limited colour palette of just these Tombow markers for all of the illustrations. And then I finished off by just doing some with outline them then with fine liner as well. So I switched it up quite a little bit. So again, I'm still playing around with my art style and what I want to use my art for, which brings me on to a little announcement. So Jill Sakakini, my friend who I was doing that day with, which I showed you, she has wrote a book with her friend Karen. It's called Imaging the Story. This is available on Amazon if you're interested. So it is a course. It is a Christian course, but I would recommend it to anyone really. So Jill is a traditional artist and uses textiles and mixed media. And Karen is a writer who predominantly uses poetry. And so they're looking at the gospel and the Bible in general through the lens of the art, so using art and poetry. And Jill now runs a course that is based on this book. And she only runs it once a year, and I've managed to get a place on her next course. It's going to be running from April to June. So we'll try out lots of different media, going from poetry to art using paint and ceramics, so all different things, exploring the gospel, the Bible in general, and the themes in the Bible and how we can share the message of the Bible through art in a creative way to reach other people. And I'm really, really excited. And at the end, we then have to create this big piece. We get given 3 months to create a big piece. And then we get to have it displayed in an art exhibition, and we get to go to opening night and present our creation, kind of do a little presentation, which is crazy to think that my art will be in an art exhibition. Like, that's literally the dream. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to try and document as much as I can on here. I don't know whether it'll be just a standalone video or whether I'll just kind of sprinkle bits of it in over the videos. I don't know yet, but I will definitely share it with you because I do think it's going to take my art to that next level. I'm really excited about the journey that I'm going to go on. So I'm really excited for this. And with that in mind, I've got my spring update coming to Etsy this weekend. So the 2nd of March, it will be launching. So by the time you watch this video, it will be live on my Etsy store. Please go and have a look. I do want to add another physical item to the shop. That will bring the items. If I can get one more item, it will bring my total items up to 20 items, I think, which is crazy because I've got a mixture of digital stuff as well in there. But I do want to have it more focused on the meaning of Easter, i.e. Jesus. So I'm hoping to go to the range and hobbycraft with my mum and little man to get some inspiration. So I'll take you along with me, and then we'll create hopefully something together. I'm not quite sure, maybe like an Easter decoration. Maybe that might be quite cool to bring kind of decorations to the shop. There's something I haven't done before. So I'm keeping an open mind. I'll just see what I go and find there, and we'll check back in. But I just want to continue to share with you my thoughts on my art journey and just me continuing to develop and push myself with my art style, because I know a lot of you will probably be in the same boat. When you start out a small business, you don't necessarily know about the type of product or the type of art you want to produce. And the main thing is just to get going, which is what I did. But then you start to refine your style and actually work out, what do I enjoy doing? And it's really hard not to be influenced by other people. I think I love watching and looking at my fellow YouTube and Instagram creators' kawaii illustrations, but maybe that's just not my style. Maybe I'm trying to recreate something that actually naturally isn't me. I don't know. It's just things that I'm thinking about. So I don't think there's anything wrong with kind of experimenting and trying out different things. And that's why, also part of the daily challenges, that's why we do them. But anyhow, that's just my thoughts. I'm really excited for this. I'm glad I could finally share it with you. I had to make sure I was finally on the course and things like that. There's not many places on the course. So I'm really excited that I can share this with you, and hopefully you'll see that come out in my art. But yeah, that's enough said. Let's go off to the range and Hobbycraft and see what we find. So I just wanted to quickly share with you what I got in the range and Hobbycraft. Just a small haul. So in the range, I got this cross foam kit. I think this is bits of tissue paper. I think the idea is that you put it behind the cross and it acts as kind of like a stained glass kind of effect. I don't think I'm actually going to use it like that. I'm in two minds whether or not I'm going to turn these into little bookmarks as gifts for people, or you never know, it might make it to my Etsy store. I don't think so. I think this is going to be more like Easter gifts for people. Also in the range, I got these stickers. It's a nice little sticker set. It's got like lots of different stickers I can use for my bullet journal. There's also for collage and stuff, because it's got lots of these ones on there. You can see that. But it had, I was flicking through, and it had some good book ones as well. I don't know if I'll be, there we are. So there's a whole one on different books and stuff. I thought this would be so good for my reading journal. So I'm really happy with that. And it comes in a nice little book with a little elastic there. So that was cool. And then I also got this, and this was 95p, because obviously the box, you can see how damaged it is, and some of the bits are missing, but lots of different kind of foiling, kind of glittery kind of bits in there. And you would have seen that I filmed some of the framed photos, not photos, kind of wall art and prints that were in the range, and I just felt really inspired by that. And I want to try and recreate something, or in my own style. So I thought this was so great. I could put this in some maybe acrylic paint, and we could experiment a little bit, because I really want to push myself and experiment with different art styles and things. So that's quite cool. And for 95p, you can't really go wrong. I think that's what I got from the range, and this is from Hobbycraft now. So I got 2 lots of paint. This is like a, what's it called? Iridescent paint. So I've got an orange and a blue. I don't think you'll be able to see it. It's kind of got a glisten to it. I don't think you'll pick it up. It's almost like metallic. So I'm thinking maybe this might be good for an underlayer of a painting, and then just hints of it kind of shine through. So I'm excited to experiment with that. And then I've got some more Ada cloth for the cross stitch, a nice pastel pink and this lovely blue. I haven't really got round to doing much embroidery so far this year, but I do want to change that. And then lastly, I picked up, I think I filmed me finding these and I was very, very excited. I've just noticed it actually comes in a drawstring bag. That's quite cute. But these are acrylic egg blanks. So can you see there? They're just acrylic, a bit like the acrylic bookmarks I used in the last studio vlog to experiment on with my vinyl stickers. And I don't know how many, there's 10 of them in here. And it comes in a reusable drawstring bag, which I think is really cool. So I have, because I've been toying with the idea of whether or not to put the key rings that I made in the last studio vlog onto my Etsy store to tag it onto the end of my spring update. I decided not to, just simply because I don't really have the quantities that I would like in order to put that on the spring update. But I'm going to hold them back and use them for my craft fairs, because I've definitely got a craft fair coming up in June and then another one in the autumn, but I'm hoping of slotting in some extra ones, so it'd be quite good to have a good stock there in reserve. So to tag on to the end of my spring update as another kind of upload, I'm thinking of having these egg decorations and maybe doing some vinyl designs on there. I'm thinking of maybe drawing a new design. I'm thinking maybe a cross with like a bunny or something. I don't know, I'll have to have a think about it. So maybe we can draw that together next and turn it into a sticker, and it'll be the same design on all of these 10 egg blanks. But I just think they're so cute, and the fact that it comes in a drawstring bag is really cool. And it comes obviously with the ribbon to then tie into the acrylic blanks. No, very, very cool. All those hobby craft stuff came to £18. The other bits from the range were just a couple of quid each, and not very much at all. So I think we'll get on and maybe design a design for the egg blanks next. I think that is the next thing on the agenda. I just love how this Easter decoration has turned out. So taking the acetate, the film off the acetate, obviously this is how it comes, all cloudy, and then peeling it off and doing the double-sided design. So I've used that vinyl sticker paper that I got from Amazon that was in my last video. So yeah, like I said, it's vinyl sticker paper, so it'll be kind of waterproof. And yeah, really happy. So all I did was draw the design out, as you saw in my sketchbook. I then scanned it onto the computer, and then printed it off onto vinyl sticker paper. Obviously printed the design and then flipped it, because obviously it needs to be a mirror image for the other side, cut it out, and yeah, really happy. So these are my first Easter decorations, like hanging decorations. I think I'm going to put it down as like home decor on my Etsy store, because, like, you know, to leave room for other kind of home related items in the future. But really happy with how that one's turned out. So this one is going to be on my spring update. Again, by the time you watch this video on YouTube, it will be live on Etsy. So please go and have a look. There will just be 9, because I'm going to keep this one for myself. So I'm going to make up the 9 others. Here are they are. So I'm going to make them up now that I know that it works. So yeah, you can go and grab yourself one. There's only going to be 9, so get them while you can. So really happy. And whilst I'm feeling kind of inspired, I showed you when I got these from the range for 95p, and they're like flecks of kind of, I think they're like flecks of just foil. Foiled flake metallics, they're called. So I've got 3, well, it's meant to be 3 gold, 3 silver, 3 rose gold, and 3 white iridescent. Obviously some are missing and the packaging's damaged, which is why it's 95p. But I still got quite a lot there, and I want to try out, I think I showed in the clips of the range, their wall art, the kind of paintings that kind of, it almost looked like rocks or like crystals, and it had like the glistening in it, or like with the trees as well. So I want to try out kind of to see how that would work with this. It might not work, but I kind of feel inspired to give it a go. So, and I haven't done a big piece in like ages, actually, a big canvas. So let's bust the canvas out and just give it a go and have a little bit of a play. I am so happy with how this piece turned out. It was just great to get out a big canvas and just go a bit wild, experiment. I love how it turned out with the glitter. And you would have seen that I also did the glitter on an old piece of art that I did. I think I did that piece a couple of years ago, actually, the kind of blossom forest piece. It's a piece that my husband really loves. I've actually made it into an art print that I took to markets last year, and is actually coming in the spring update. So the non-glittery version is available in my shop now as an art print, an A4 art print. But there's always been something missing. So I thought, well, I used the silver and gold metallic pieces, because it's not actually glitter, it's metallic shavings. So I used the silver and gold on this piece, but I had like rose goldy copper pieces. So I thought, you know what, I'll add it to that other piece. It was a bit of a risk. My husband was like, no, please don't ruin it. But he actually likes the results as well. And like I said, there's always been something missing. And for me, it actually now finishes off that piece lovely. So I'm really happy with the results of that one as well. It looks like fallen leaves, a bit autumnal vibe. So I think I'm going to re-release that art print again as part of my autumn shop update with the glitter version. So if you want the non-glitter version, that's available now in the shop. If you want the glitter version, I will be making it into an art print, but that will be coming in the autumn shop update. So you'll have to wait for that one. I'm thinking I might turn this piece into a print as well. Let me know if you would like that. Pop it down in the comments if you would like an art print of this one. I think I'm actually going to take this original, so I'm going to scan it in just so I've got a copy of the original art. But I'm going to take the original art to an art market. I've got an art market coming up in June in Wells Town Hall, actually. So quite a big one. And I think I'm going to take it along just to see how it goes. Like I said, I really, really enjoyed it. When I was creating it, I was actually thinking of Genesis, Genesis chapter 1 in the Bible, where God creates light and dark. He creates day and night, and he says that it is good. So he separates the light from the darkness. Scientists call it the Big Bang. So I was thinking of that as I created. So I think I'm going to call it Genesis. And it's like I was talking about, trying to infuse actually more of my personality, more of my faith into my art. And interestingly, obviously I previously said that I had almost had a little bit of internal crisis after doing my January and February daily art prompts, and seeing that there wasn't a particular style coming through, or I was trying different things, and actually I wasn't 100% happy with any of the results. I'm now in March, and I'm doing March Meet the Maker. I will put that challenge in the comments, so you can go and check out Joanne Hawker, who came up with the art challenge, who actually lives here in Somerset like me. But that is less about creating daily art and more about showing your brand and your business and your small business. So it's great for small businesses. It gives you because we want to be aiming to do almost daily social media content. I don't think you should ever force it. I think it should always be authentic. But let's face it, the algorithm likes that kind of thing. And she comes up with great prompts so it can come across more naturally in the month of March. And doing those prompts, specifically a couple of days ago, it was brand. And I had been feeling like I didn't have a particular art style, or I was really struggling with that. But creating that media post, I kind of went back over the art that is actually on my Etsy store, along with my logo, and looking at some of the color themes. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. I do actually feel like I have got a little bit of brand identity, and I can feel my natural art style peeking through. So that was really interesting. So even if by the time you watch this, that challenge is over, I would still recommend you to go on her website and have a look at the prompts, and maybe just do it for yourself, not necessarily having to share it, or you can share it, but it doesn't need to be part of the challenge. Because I think if you're a small business or an artist, whatever medium, sometimes when you're working alone, it's really hard, to see your progress. It feels like you're not making any progress. When you're an artist as well, you don't always create your best art. Like, you can't expect to create art that you're going to love every single day. And that can become discouraging. And also, just comparison. They say, comparison is the thief of joy. And I think that's what was my problem with the daily art challenges. Obviously, I was posting my entry, but I was looking at the other entries. And I was like, mine isn't as good. And with traditional art, you're never going to create something that somebody can get in digital form. When we make a mistake in traditional art, it's there for all to see. You can't just erase it. but there's pros and cons with that. So I think that's where I fell down. I was comparing myself too much and not appreciating their art for what it is, but then also seeing my uniqueness and seeing that uniqueness is beautiful as well. And that challenge has really kind of opened my eyes to that. So now I feel kind of buoyed up, especially creating that piece of art, which I really, really love. I'm now ready to get going, and I'm even more excited to start my art course of imaging the story, because I feel like I'm on a roll now, and I really want to continue kind of drilling into what it is that I want to create, putting more purpose into my art, authenticity into my art, and just keep creating really, and experimenting and playing and having fun. Because I think that's the other thing, when you turn whatever you love, your hobby, into a business, there is that danger it doesn't become fun anymore. And although it's still a small business for me, I am trying to effectively monetize my hobby, my passion. So sometimes you think, I'm not going to create that piece of art. I might want to create it, but is there a market for it? Am I going to be able to sell it? And actually just taking yourself out of that and going, well, if I love it, somebody's going to love it. But the main thing is that I'm having fun. But I think if you infuse, like I said, your passion and your authenticity and advocacy for whether it's your faith or particular topics that you feel passionate about, other people are going to feel that when they look at it. Even when it's something abstract like this that you might not necessarily, so you might not look at that, if you're not a Christian, you might not look at that and think, oh, that's Genesis, that is kind of the beginning of the world, but you might get something else from it. So those are my thought process. This is one of the great things about doing these studio vlogs. I love creating a little community on the internet and getting to know. I've met so many friends through this and through my Instagram page and things. But also, like I said, the main thing is that it's accountability for me, and it's something that I can look back on. And even just in this studio vlog, actually, we've created a lot of art together. We've done a lot of things, and we've chatted quite a lot on this studio vlog. And I've shared with you my kind of inner thoughts and how they've been developing and how I've been gaining confidence again with my art style. I think it's really interesting to look back on just this studio vlog, if not the whole journey. So I hope you've enjoyed joining me on this studio vlog, kind of more a week in the life than a day in the life. The spring update is now live, so please go and check it out on my Etsy store. I will link it down below. And I think next month we're going to do another day in the life. I've got a lot of exciting things coming up. Like I said, I've got the course coming up. I am going to be doing some art market, so we need to start doing prep for that. First one isn't until June, but I've got a holiday in May, and let's face it, it just comes around so quickly, so we need to do prep for that. I am going to be doing a bookish merch launch in the summer, which I'm really excited about, so we're going to do some prep for that as well. So lots of exciting things. I will, like I said, I think I am going to do a dedicated whole vlog to the Imaging story, but I will obviously be talking about it and peppering things in throughout the other vlogs, because that's just what I'm going to be doing a lot of my time. So thank you for joining me. And I think I'm also going to do a paint with me in the next video, because I'm on a roll now, so I want to get going and do a paint with me, so that'll be the next video. But after that, the next few vlog will be a day in the life. So thank you for joining me. Please like, comment and subscribe if you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. God bless. Love you. Bye.